Mom and dad, sister and brother. Though time and miles may separate us, there remains a bond between our blood kin that we carry from birth to grave. We can't deny our family's influence on our lives. Who we are, we've become in large measure through interaction with our relatives. Hi, I'm Bill Landry. Gather around as we celebrate the family on Heartland Tonight.
It's the best of the Heartland Series with Bill Landry on Heartland Tonight.
Tennessee is calling, rolling hills all dressed in green. Hear the heartland calling like an Appalachian spring. Smoky Mountain night is falling. The heartland's calling me, calling me.
Like a garden, a family needs tending. A little caring, concern, and compassion helps family members bloom and flower. Truth is, a family takes a lot of work, but there are rewards, and we measure the harvest in smiles. It's family time on Heartland Tonight with remembrance and reunion and lessons learned. We'll hear young storytellers spin a few tales. Head up Mount LeConte for a family reunion. Rivers were the highways and byways of a time past. Commerce and community were influenced by a river's course. In the modern world, they flow little noticed, except by those who still feel the tug of the river's current within their soul. When a river runs through your land, it runs through your life.
We lived in this community, and we lived down next to the river.
For nearly 200 years, the Underwoods have been known by their place on the river. The Underwood Bend, where the French Broad splits to oblige Bryan Island. Like the river at high tide, Stella Underwood overflows with enthusiasm about her home place. At one time, the center of the river community.
They used Underwood Landing. There was a free road into the river, and all the farmers in this location could bring their products in, you know, to send down on the steamboat. Usually they went up and they would load the things on as they came down. Then they would bring things that people needed back up.
At the Underwood family home, approaching steamboats created a stir.
Always, when I heard the steamboat blow, I'd run to the river to see if my Uncle Ambrose was the pilot. He'd be in the pilot house, and you could look through it and see the silhouette. And he always smoked a pipe. I'd know that was Uncle Ambrose.
In the eyes of the youngest Underwood, the pilot's work was heroic.
I would go with him sometimes and give it a run. He'd let me blow the whistle. And I could see him wrestling with that wheel, and I thought, my dad is the greatest in the world.
But when Ben Underwood grew up, the French Broad River pilot was a vanishing breed.
I would have to go to the Ohio or Mississippi because there wasn't enough need for pilots.
So the old river keeps rolling along. You could hear the bubbling of the water as it rolled over the stones and as it lapped against the bank. You could hear the water noise, and it was refreshing, and it gave you a sense of well-being.
Even hazardous waters like the Gallops were unthreatening to those raised within its constant rumble. Did you ever go down the Gallops in a boat?
Oh, yes. You couldn't put anything on the front deck, it would knock it to the back.
For young Stella, life on the French Broad was grand.
Oh, we went in swimming. We also paddled the boat up and down the river. I couldn't bring the boat up over the Gallops, but I paddled it everywhere else. I visited the people across the river. They were our neighbors as long as you could go. We could go back and forth in the boats. We had a lot of people who came in to fish, and they camped along the river, and we enjoyed their company. We took it for granted, probably. It was, the river was there, and that's the only thing I can express. It was just wonderful.
It's Decoration Day when Heartland Tonight returns. Memorial Day. It's a day of remembrance and reunion, when a renewal of spirit washes over any sadness. For the folks of Bell's Chapel, it's a celebration of life.
I think that's all I'm going to pick on this side.
With gathered flowers, we remember.
This is the woman that gave us the pink roses. She's our neighbor 2 doors down from us.
Decoration Day dates to the waning days of the Civil War. Today, Memorial Day, honors the dead from all the nation's wars. On this day, the voices of remembrance mingle with the silence of the past. A union of faith founded Bell's Campground. Here, Baptists, Methodists, and Presbyterians reached common ground. On the 4th Sunday in May, their descendants always return for Decoration Day.
When I was a boy growing up, well, the decoration was the big community gathering. And the mamas made the little girls new dresses. They started early. Everybody sort of spiffed up for the decoration.
Memory lives on this day, a personal connection with other generations.
This is my great-great-grandfather, Joel Jennings, born in 1835.
My grandfather carried a basket of what we call rambler roses, and he'd just go around and drop one on different graves every place. He'd recognize it. Hey, Martha, right here.
More than remembrance, Decoration Day celebrates life.
It's the only time I can get to see some of my relatives.
We're almost always here, and because it's such a good family time, and a time that you do get to see a lot of old friends.
What I notice more is people so much younger than they used to be.
Oh, you found it? I better hurry up and return it to the creek before it dies.
Miss Norman was our neighbor a long time ago, wasn't she?
Yep, a long time. All righty, I appreciate that, and I know she would if she knew about it.
See you.
Okay, I'm going down here and speak to you.
Everybody brought a basket of food and just put the sheets down, tablecloths, and spread it right there on the ground.
That'd be wonderful.
Good flavor.
Yeah. Maybe some more broccoli in there, guy. That's good. That's good.
There you go. Is that enough?
job.
Oh, cantaloupe.
Oh, I think if we don't have a place for something like that, we're in trouble.
Year after year, the comforting embrace of memory brings people back to Bell's Campground on Decoration Day.
My husband died in March, and for a while I just thought I couldn't come at all today. But this was where he'd want us to be.
Stay tuned for more Heartland Tonight. Brothers and sisters, how the fun they have together. Sure, there may be a little fussing and fighting, but together they learn about life. For Deborah and Scotty Robinson, their lessons begin early each morning. It's early for pigs. Pretty early for the children who care for them, too. These younglings have a big day ahead.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. That wasn't so bad, was it?
We met Deborah and Scotty Robinson a few months ago as they began their 4-H livestock project. They're veteran herdsmen now, almost, and today they're headed to a local school for Farm Day to show city children their animals.
You want to know how many babies they can have at a time? It's a big number, because, I mean, it stresses me out.
Few children know little about the animals that provide them food. Besides school, animals are Deborah and Scotty's life.
I'm nervous.
Used to be the farm separated children once school was out. Today it is the farm and the love of animals that connects these modern-day children. It even fosters a grudging partnership between brother and sister, as Scotty shows his 4-H group a feeder he made.
Hello, my name is Scott Robinson, and this is my second year in 4-H. And my demonstration is make it and take it 10-minute feeder. Everybody's always looking for something to do, and it gives you something to do, and it's fun. It kind of teaches you how to, manage things.
As hopes of a 4-H blue ribbon dance in their heads, Deborah and Scotty take the first step in training lambs. Naturally, the animals are a little sheepish.
Which hand? Which hand? Which hand? Sheep, sheep, sheepy. You gonna come visit me? I'd like to have you visit me. Come visit me? Ow! You bit me. The little one,
The lambs keep their distance, but showing a lamb in a contest requires lots of caning and human contact. First, they must get used to wearing a lead.
I'm touching their legs and just touching them all over so they get used to it.
This is the difference 3 weeks makes in the life of a lamb. Only constant attention, tenderness, and patience overcome the lamb's resistance.
You're doing good. You really are.
By small steps, great gains are made. A bond, trust. For now, it is a match of strength.
You're doing fine. Just hold. There you go. Whoa.
Ow!
Good hold.
The children will work with their lambs every day until the show. Such bonds will not leave them unaffected. But today they are optimistic and undaunted, devoted to challenges as great as any they've encountered in their young lives. Let me tell you a story. To youngsters of any age, that short phrase guarantees your attention. For a group of students from Sturkey Elementary School, they find the thrill in the telling of a story.
I'm Williams, and today I would like to tell you of the story Disney World.
It's been said that nothing surpasses the warmth and drama of a single voice speaking directly to us of things that matter.
And today I want to tell you the real story about my goldfish.
And what better voice than that of a child?
Every full moon, the spirits would rise from their graves and walk around the graveyard. And I went swimming, fishing, and canoeing, and
The art of storytelling is a vanishing tradition. Bricky Elementary gives children a chance to learn storytelling skills by encouraging them to share stories of the things that matter.
Can I have a snack?
To them, at least.
And I spent the night and I camped out. I got Flounder and Sebastian, my goldfish, for a Christmas present. I love them very much. I fed them every day. And one day I said, Mom, why is Sebastian floating sideways? And I said, is he dead or what? And she said, yes, he's dead. And then we buried him and said goodbye as we buried him. And we still miss Sebastian very much. And We guess he's in goldfish heaven.
A child makes a story come alive with fresh perspective and innocence.
It was cold. Froggy looked out the window and said, "Snow, snow, I want to play in the snow."
And then I looked at the groundhog, and it looked as big as 2 baby pigs.
Their sources may vary.
My grandmother told me. I just got it in a book.
Their content may vary.
And it made my grandfather remember this story about dandelion leaves. Then my babysitter Heather and I jumped into her new convertible. It had the top off and it was black. It was wonderful.
But one thing remains constant, the desire to share the stories and adventures that mean the most to them. One student even shares the story of his Indian ancestor and her storytelling.
My great-great-grandmother was a full-blood Cherokee Indian, and my granddad used to listen to her tales before she died. And his favorite tale was when she told him, "When you die, you're never gone. Your spirit stays behind and something you love." When she was very young, her mother died. And one day, when she was playing in the woods, a deer came right face to face with her. And they stared in each other's eyes for a long time. Then the deer ran away. And she thought that was her mother saying goodbye to her. And I believe that her spirit is still here in Tennessee.
Vivid imaginations, simple messages, single voices. In an era of computers and video games, these storytellers learn to appreciate the power of the human voice, especially when it speaks of something that matters.
Finally, the groundhog fell, and my dogs ate it.
Whatever that may be.
The end. The end. I hope you enjoyed my story. The end.
The end. A fitting conclusion to a story. But we're not finished. There's more Heartland Tonight yet to come. One visit to Mount LeConte will awaken the senses. An early morning walk for Myrtle Point sunrise. Watching the sun edge towards darkness at cliff tops. The lift of the soul that comes from a taste of hot chocolate at LeConte Lodge. All make for a lasting impression. But imagine living up there where it's all just part of everyday life. For Cookie Bowling, Mount LeConte was home. In a very real sense, it still is. Cookie Huff Bowling is on her way home. Each screen, flower, and rock holds a childhood memory.
As a child, this is one of my favorite places to get. And then when we come down, we always soak our feet in that water there.
Cookie grew up on Mount LeConte. Her parents, Jack and Pauline Huff, ran the Mountaintop Lodge. Hers was a rare childhood. Ironic in that she was lonely without playmates, but lived in a wonderland. And strangers hiked miles to experience the breathtaking beauty of her home on Mount LeConte.
6,593 feet mountain. That was installed in me as a child. Some of the tourists, when they come, I was their little guide around. And
every year now, Cookie makes a pilgrimage back to the mountain in honor of her parents and her brother who are gone.
It's just coming home. A lot of good memories, I'll tell you. A lot of good memories. I lived right down there as a child. That first cabin there off of the dining room, where there's a nice little bathtub with 4 little legs on it. I miss it not being the Fraser firs that were here. I miss that watering trough not being down there.
A lot has changed, but not everything.
Oh, that hot chocolate, yeah. They're still using the same pot. And I probably could go down there and make it right now, because that was one of my jobs. But it was, I think, about 7 or 8 tablespoons, heaping tablespoons of cocoa, and about a cup of sugar, can of cream, pet. We use pet. Oh. Thank you.
Thanks, sir. Thanks.
We burned firewood when we were here.
Cookie takes this night on LeConte to pass along some family history.
This is the cabin number 4, and there were 7 cabins here, and they were all canvas when your granddaddy built them. It really started a family reunion, I guess, after Mother died. Probably get all Philip's children and all my children.
Okay, y'all, we're going to have a blessing real quick. Y'all bow your heads. Lord Jesus, we just thank you for this day and this...
I could come up here and stay a week or 2. Even now. But I don't miss the work. Go into the old lodge. Anybody here? And the child, this lodge was a lot bigger than it is to me as an adult.
Her family's presence is everywhere. Her father.
He designed all the beds. The beds were built in the rooms of balsam wood.
Her mother.
That was Mama's flower garden, there and right down in here. We'd go out and count all the little buds on the Turk's cap lilies, see how many she was going to have this year. Those are the things we got excited about.
Her brother.
We'd had a rainstorm, and it just cleared off. Sunset like you've never seen. Philip was running to Cliff Top and back down here taking pictures. And it was just that one time, because it was just the way the clouds, and it just opened up.
Cookie wants to pass those moments on to her sons and Philip's, so they'll carry remembrances of a unique home. Its overnight guests, roving bears, and fragrant balsams in the embrace of the Great Smoky Mountains. There's time enough in our workaday world to sit down with family and talk. If we'd only take that time, what you hear might bring a smile to your face. Before we part company, we'd like to leave you with a story Sam Woods told us about some of his adventures in the mountains. See you next week on Heartland Tonight.
My name is Sam Woods. I enjoy catching minnows at Cades Cove because they are a challenge to catch.
Have you caught a lot?
Well, I've never caught one, but I've tried.
Can we see a picture?
Here I am. There I am with my net chasing after 3 minnows in the water.
So what are you going to do with those minnows after you catch them?
Well, I'm just going to let them go. I just catch things for sport, running after them. I also catch them for exercise. Minnows give me a lot of exercise chasing, and I'm gonna get that new thing, and the minnows will be no match for me. I'm gonna get a life jacket and that new creature swimming suit, and minnows will be no match for me. With those fins, I can chase them very, very fast. And with the flippers, I'll also have double the speed.